Hey, good morning, everybody. What day is it? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. That means we're in the middle of the week. And it means that you are making preparations for this weekend. And it's going to be Apple Festival. It's going to be busy, crazy fun here. And I can say thank you to Channel 5 who came to came to Ellijay and visited orchards and visited apple houses and visited places, visited restaurants downtown. So people are talking about Ellijay. It's apple time. I'm going to talk today about something that's very, very important to all of us. You see this pink pen? This pink pen, and you can't tell it's pink, but this pink pen belonged to Angela's grandmother. And we are in the month of October, and the month of October is to celebrate women, to celebrate the survival of breast cancer, to celebrate the strength of women, to celebrate what women do. Let me tell you what women do. We overcome it all. No matter what hits us in the head, no matter what slams us up against the wall, the strength of women is unbelievable. And today I'm going to talk about some very, very special women. And we're going to share some videos. We're going to share getting in the kitchen with your kids. I met a beautiful, beautiful young lady yesterday morning. And she just, it was just amazing. Just spending time with her and listening to her. She talked about getting her daughter in the kitchen at 5 years old. And so it encouraged me. And I said, we need to get the grandmothers out there. And I found something my mama had written. And it was about, it is mind over matter or simply a miracle. And this same week, I met this lady who absolutely told me this great story about her daughter surviving a miracle. And then I met another mom who told me a story of a miracle. And all week long, it's just been positivity and women. And so I thought, you know what? We need to talk about something that will bring us together in strength and in wisdom. And it's being that grandma who takes your kids and your grandkids into the kitchen and says, hey, I'm going to teach you to do this. Well, at the time you're teaching them to cook, they probably will go, oh, Granny, I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be doing that. I'd rather be doing that. But later, they will appreciate it so very, very much. And the lady I met yesterday said, my daughter is now 15. She loves to cook. She is very encouraged by all she knows about cooking. That's amazing because it took. You know, sometimes you take them and you try to teach them and you try to get them involved in stuff and they could care less. Other times you get them involved and they love it. Well, when we first started doing Heart of the Home, Tori was involved and she was on the set with us quite often, and you know, the rest is history. She's been in television now for many, many years. It took. That's what it takes. You have to be an influence on your grandchildren. You have to be an influence on your children. You have to help them. And so today, ladies, the program's not just for you, but it is about women that I admire. And we're going to share the music of Angel Spirit because everybody knows we lost Selina after a very short battle, but double the time they thought she had. She made it double the time because she loved living life. We're going to share the music of Angel Spirit. We're also going to share a story about a very, very special lady. She grew up in Pickens County, Georgia. She went to Pickens High School. She became a nurse, a very, very good nurse. She worked in neonatal, a very, very special young woman. And she was diagnosed with cancer recently. And they're doing a GoFundMe fundraiser for her. Gwen was an amazing human all through life. She was always kind, she was always good, and as she battles cancer, she still has a positive outlook and she's still smiling. So I'm going to ask you if you have any way possible to help our friend Gwen. She grew up in Pickens. Her name was Gwen Kidwell, and graduated from Pickens High School. She now is happily married and lives down in Covington, Georgia, actually near where the Dukes of Hazzard was filmed. And her GoFundMe is on my Facebook page. If you could please help this young lady. She is also taking care of her mother who raised my children for me. She was an amazing nanny, babysitter, grandmother to my kids, Miss Audrey, who is battling dementia. So you get a double whammy. God sends you a double whammy and you survive it. You go through it, you deal with it, but you can't do it without your friends. And so as her friend, I ask you to please, if you can possibly, if you can do $5, $10, whatever you can do, to help this young woman who is, she's in for the fight of her life. Sadly, her dad had cancer, and very quickly it took him, and we are just praying. Please put Gwen on your prayer list at church. She is a very special young lady and kind beyond kind. If you met somebody, you'd say, oh, I would love for my daughter to have that attitude, that positiveness. This is, and you can't see it very well there because I was at a distance, but that is our Indian tree that we're doing a little park at Malone's Pond in honor of. We are saluting the Cherokee. We are saluting maintaining the natural look. We are saluting, we are preserving the past as we embrace the future. And I think that's another thing. When you get your kids in the kitchen with you, you are preserving the past because you're telling them what your grandmother taught you to do, what your great-great-grandmother might have taught you to do. We are preserving the past, and I think that's one of the most important things in my life today is to pass on the goodness of God. And I think we all need to do that. Now, this is a very special lot. I love these people. I love all our buyers, but this couple is just precious. And I got out there last night and we broken ground and got it ready to go, and I'm so excited. Can't wait for them to be our neighbors. Just precious. But you see, maintaining trees and maintaining just a beautiful border of trees. That's what Georgia's about. That's what we're about. In the mountains, the streams, the beautiful trees, the historical spots, and like the tree that they did the park at Malone's Pond around. That tree could have gone down if they had done the plan that they first had in place, but they saved the tree. So think about that. Now this is it's on the market right now. This is the Evans home plan. It is our number one house. I can't remember what color this one's going to be. I think light gray maybe. This is a stunning home. If you are looking to move to North Georgia, this home is available. It's lot 31 at Malone's Pond, and I love watching these come together. This one has a 4-car garage, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful house plan and just a fun house to see come up out of the ground because it's got so many unique things about it. It's on the market, so that's what's happening. People are coming to Ball Ground and loving being in Ball Ground. And thank goodness for that. And the things that are happening in Ball Ground right now, we need some new restaurants, and we hope we can entice somebody to come because we've got a few, but we need a few more. I love these girls. I love the idea that they are of themselves. Mountain Mystics softball, they win. They get down and out, and they come back and win. That's what they do, so congratulations. Love Miss Kimberly, and her precious daughter loves playing softball. So there we go. Those girls have come back from being down a whole lot to nothing and come back and win. So yay, go girls, go girls. Now last night we had a get together in Ball Ground, and I got there late because I had 3 things that came up as I was walking out the door, and I had to deal with it. So that's the way it goes. If you're working, that's the way it goes. And I got a few pictures. I don't know whose, those pictures must have been a little bit earlier, but anyway, there's one there with me when I first got there, and I didn't get any of the other folks that got dark on us, but I was sharing what I had, and I thought, gosh, it gets dark early now. I don't like that. It gets dark early. So if you have not been to Ball Ground lately, then you don't know that we are going through a big election. For the first time in many, many years, we won't have the same mayor. And that is very traumatic to a lot of people because we love our mayor. He has done a great, great job. And hopefully our next mayor will do a great, great job too. Now this, if you love guns and boiled peanuts, you have one-stop shopping now. This is the Peanut Man, and he's going to be at Appalachian Gun. So that is really cool. You put guy things together. Well, guys aren't the only ones who like to shoot guns and eat peanuts. There'll be women flying in there and slamming on their brakes to get some peanuts. So it's going to be a fun time. And Peanut Man will be there with boiled peanuts. Do y'all like boiled peanuts? My kids love them. Lord have mercy, they love them. And I like the Cajun boiled peanuts. They're yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. Our representative, Rick Jaspers, is all about our communities, and he serves several areas from Forsyth to Cherokee, and love this guy. He is straight up good guy, and he was over at a farm over in Forsyth County, and he was there last night, and they were talking about how important it is to produce what we eat. Do y'all feel better producing what you eat and eating stuff that came out of the ground here? Or do you want to eat stuff that came from China? Well, I'm for the good stuff. They were over at Warbington Farms in Forsyth County and had a Farm Bureau meeting. The Farm Bureau is very active, and I love that. We are still rural enough that we have Farm Bureau. That is the coolest thing ever. Let's don't give that up. We need to preserve the past as we embrace the future. If you know of a local farm, support them. Even, like going up to Darnell Farms, going to any of the farms that are here in Gilmer County. We have so many farms. Get out and support those people. Help them make a living. Now I really just did this because this is a really cute guy, and I wanted y'all to have a day to see a really cute guy. Imagine in heaven one day some soul walks up to you and says, I'm here because you weren't ashamed to tell me about Jesus. Thank you. Today, I'm giving y'all some homework. Tell somebody about Jesus. You will run into somebody today who has no idea who Jesus is. We have an opportunity in the land of the free and the home of the brave to tell people about Jesus. We need to do it every single day. And I did this because in Ball Ground, it's a nonpartisan race, which means nothing to anybody who understands politics. And in Fannin County, it says Republican candidate on the ballot. I don't know if they're doing a nonpartisan or whatever, but on your signs, I don't get the difference, except that you need to know who you're voting for. I know that I vote conservative, Christian, Republican. I know that. And you can tell. Y'all know I'm the most transparent human in the world. You can read me like a book. That's what it's about. Find out who you're voting for and find out if you're a Republican, if you're conservative, if you're a Christian, then you vote that way. So do your homework. Do your homework. Please, y'all, we are approaching Veterans Day coming up very soon. Will you please honor our veterans and fly a flag at your house, fly a flag at your business? Let's put out more American flags than you have ever seen anywhere. I think it's so important. We have people trashing America. We have people trying to tear us down. We don't need that. We don't need that. We can actually do it from within if we look around what's happening. So please get out and get a flag. So excited. Will Cagle is the commissioner that we worked hard to get elected. Support this young man. Great family. Farmers. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. And this is some more photos from last night. It shows some of the other candidates. And it was in downtown Ball Ground. And I think it started at 6, but I didn't get there till like 7:30 or something. There's something called a job that interfered. But I hope that y'all got out and got to meet some folks. And I hope you made a decision. And I hope you think. Okay, and if you don't know what you're thinking about, you can read some things that my dear best friend Vicki Holyfield wrote, and it explains nonpartisan to you. So there you go. Okay, it's almost January. It's almost January. See this? Have you read this book? Have you read this book? Those Days in January is written by a local young man. John, are you proud that I called you a young man? The Abduction and Murder of Meredith Hope Emerson. This is something that everybody needs to buy and hand to their daughters, their sons, if they go hiking alone. This happened in the mountains of North Georgia. She was a beautiful young lady who went hiking with her dog, and sadly an evil man who had already murdered several people was sitting there, a happening. He was sitting there, he saw her, he abducted her, sadly he took her life. And I think about this as January comes around, it's always on my mind. She was just starting the new year. She was just starting her day. She was just going to have a great day with her dog. And again, if you haven't picked up this book, it's on Amazon. It's Those Days in January. This is the last case that John Cagle worked. And let me tell you about John Cagle. We come from our parents He had the best mama in the world. Miss Eliza was like the last amazing Southern belle to come out of Pickens County, Georgia. She was so amazing. I love that lady. And when you read this book, you will see the impact it had. So when we think about what's it like to be a police officer, what's it like to be a GBI officer, what's it like to work for ICE, what's it like to do what you do for a living, what's it like to work a wreck with multiple fatalities. John Cagle will tell you about that in this, because the goal to solving this horrible, horrible murder was to recover everything he needed for Meredith's parents to have closure. And that is what this book is about. So if you haven't read it, it's on Amazon. You can pick up a copy of it. It's the time of year that as fall hits, the beauty of the mountains, the glorious waterfalls, all the things that we have to offer, many people will get out and take a hike. Please be cautious. Please hike with people. Please don't go hiking alone. I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go on a hike and I'm going to come back. And I've read so many stories lately of whether they had somebody with them and got medical care, they wouldn't have passed away. So many things happen. So protect yourself and think about, just find one person to go hiking with you and make sure you are able to protect yourself. But again, this happened in Pickens and Dawson County and started up off Blood Mountain. So pick up the book. It is on Amazon. I think they still have them at Jasper Drugstore, I believe, so you can check that out too. But it's those days in January, and it is the horrible story. But it ended John Cagle's career. It was his last case, and it was probably the one that molded him as a human. And think about it, many, many years, and he retired. So today, let's back the blue. Let's back the blue. Looks like I don't know what I'm doing here. I got my stuff. I got all my stuff here. We're going to share children's recipes with y'all in a little bit, because after I talked to the young lady yesterday, I thought, you know what? We need to get the kids in the kitchen, and we need to get them to write down the recipes and maybe do it with them the first time and then say, okay, what did we use in this recipe, and get them to write it down and help develop their memory about it. There's so many things about being in the kitchen with your kids that teaches them all kinds of stuff. And she really made an impression on me. So I think it's time that we get the kids in the kitchen, and we're going to do that. But before they go to the kitchen, you need to take them to the Fall Festival, the Georgia Mountain Fall Festival, October 10th through the 18th. The 10th is coming up right now, and there's going to be Neil McCoy and Ronnie McDowell. Boy, I would love to go to that one. Chase Rice, Southbound, the Martins and High Road, Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder, Josh Turner and Trace Adkins will be having concerts there. The Pioneer Village and the Old Ways demonstrations are going to be there. So don't forget, this is the week of Georgia Mountain Fall Festival. Get to Hiawassee as quick as you can and run by and tell Lake Chatuge that I miss it. Oh, do I miss it. I love Lake Chatuge. I love Lake Chatuge. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to show you a video of a little cabin I have for sale here in Gilmer County. Let me tell you what we need to do. We need to find a buyer, because it was full of love every day of its life, and recently came on the market. You can buy it furnished. They can leave everything in there. All you have to do is bring your toothbrush, a couple of towels, and wash rags, and move right in. So there you go. So sit back, enjoy, and please support our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
If you or your business are looking for local advertising opportunities, we have sponsorships available for new programming coming soon on ETC3. Contact us at 706-697-5591.
Whether you're swimming in the sea, or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Hummingbirds out on the deck, your feet propped up, and what the heck? You'll love how we live here in these mountains. Everything is gonna be alright. And we all wave hello here in these mountains. Life is good, we sleep well at night. It's alright, the mountain life. Trip to Ellijay and see the bright red Georgia clay, from Notley down to Carter's Lake. All the memories to make, so much here for all to see, a land that is so dear to me. Welcome home to all your dreams, hot rod Fords and mountain streams. Now you love how we live here in these mountains. Everything is gonna be alright. We all wave hello here in these mountains. it's alright. The mountain light. Y'all come by and see us anytime you can.
Well, I'll swanny, my granny'd say. I believe that song was written for that little house. It's just perfect. You can prop your feet up on the porch. You can sit by the fire pit. You can hear the creek a-roaring. All you got to do is just pick up the phone, call me, and buy it. Buy it. That was home to a lovely, lovely couple for many years. They did Bible study there, and the house is full of love, absolutely full of love. I hope that you are looking for something in this area, and again, you'll pick up the phone and call me, and I will be happy to show it to you. You know, life changes. Our kids grow up, our grandkids grow up, and then all of a sudden we look around and the house is empty. Well, don't let that happen. Bring the kids back in. Teach the kids to cook. Bring the kids back in. Teach the guys to do some woodwork. Get the granddad to help them do that. There's so many things that we can do as we are truly preserving the past as we embrace the future. We've got to teach the next generation just a few things that'll get them by, and cooking and preparing your own meals will get you by. So we're going to share some recipes and some cooking excerpts, and then we're going to share the music of Angel Spirit. This is something that when I hear Selina sing, it still doesn't seem real to me that she's not here. It doesn't seem real to me that Diane is gone, and God bless Mildred for making it through the life without the people that she loved the most. It's very, very hard, but that's what we do, and God gives women the power to do that. I don't know if He gives the power to men to do that, but I know that women get their strength from the Lord. So, and guys, I bet you do too. So we're going to do a few really simple, good, quick recipes. Write them down. Know that you can go back to YouTube and watch over and over with your grandchildren, and you can teach them to do some really simple, fun recipes. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, my guest, Miss Courtney Barrett. I met you at a go-kart track, didn't I? Because
yes,
you race go-karts, and my son races go-karts. I used to drag race, and I know what it was like to be the woman on the track, and you're one of the few women who race go-karts, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've been doing it how long?
About a year.
About a year. Now, my Nick loves go-kart racing. He loves it so much, we cut our trip to Alaska short. He was in Alaska fishing, and we had to come home to go to the state race where we saw you. So it's good to have hobbies, but sometimes they run into each other, don't they? Now, do you fish?
Yes, I do.
Good. What do you like to fish for?
Anything bass. We have a little pond in our neighborhood
Do
we fish
you?
for all the time.
Well, tonight we're going to cook some halibut. And Nick brought this in from Alaska, and I've never tried this recipe before, but it sounded really good, and it sounded kind of strange. I'd never cooked with potato flakes. But our breading is going to be potato flakes. The recipe is in a cookbook that my daughter brought me back from Homer, Alaska, called The Best of the Best from Alaska Cookbook. So we've cut the little halibut into chunks, and we are going to batter it in ranch dressing, and then we're going to drop it into potato flakes. Now that just sounded strange to me. What do you think about it? Have you ever cooked with potato flakes before?
Never used
Never
potato
have. And see how white they are. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but we're going to try it. What do you think?
Let's give it a shot.
Let's do it. We did these in 1-inch bites. They're not very big, and they don't take very long to cook, and you have to be careful. Just like you have to be careful with your nails when you're racing, because those hot pink fingernails could get caught in a steering wheel, couldn't they? Now, you got to be careful about that. Now, we're taking our halibut, dipping it in ranch dressing, and then Courtney's rolling it in the potato flakes, which is just really strange. And it's really strange to have a race car driver with hot pink fingernails, isn't it? It is. It is. That is so cute. Do you ever break a nail when you're racing?
No.
No, that's the
But they
important
get
thing. Yeah, I bet they do. You know, the first day I saw you, you had dirt and grease all down the side of your face, and I thought that was the cutest thing. I said, wow, wow. That was kind of like in Alaska. Women don't care if they shave their legs, don't care if their hair's messed up, and don't care if they have on makeup. Race girls have that attitude too, don't they? Yep. We know what's important in life. Our friend Linda Reinhardt from Alaska said the one important thing about cooking seafood is don't overcook this. And one of the restaurants we ate in, we think it did because it was a little bit dry, and you have to really be cautious about that. So don't overcook your halibut. Now, Miss Courtney, that was as fast and easy as you going around the track. And I bet it's going to be better than a win at a state race. What do you think?
I think so.
I think so. Now, Miss Courtney, those look great. They were fast, and there's something that can make them even better. The only thing wrong with the state of Alaska is they don't have sweet tea. Now, on race night, how important it is to take a gallon of Mayfield sweet tea to the track with you. And we all know I don't measure, but I can guarantee you that's just about the right amount of sugar to go in our tea. Miss Courtney and I are going to enjoy this fish. We're going to enjoy some sweet tea, and we're going to enjoy another race Saturday night. You're going to race at Carnesville again, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to win.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Cheer me on.
Whip them boys, that's right. I may get a whipping when I get home, but I'm going to be cheering you on. So it's going to be a great Saturday night. This is a great recipe, guys. Love coming into your home. Bye-bye.
Life is easy when you're up on the mountain and you've got peace of mind like you've never known. But then things change and you're down in the valley. Don't lose faith, child. You are never alone. For the God on the mountain is still God in the valley. When things go wrong, He'll make them right. Of faith when we're up on the mountain, but the talk comes easy when life's at its best. But it's down in those valleys of trials and temptations. That's when faith is really put to the test. For the God on the mountain is still God in the valley. When things go wrong, He'll make them right. God in the night. Yes, the God of the day is still God in the night.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, my guest is Kelsey Wood. Kelsey and I spend a lot of time at the go-kart track. You've been racing a couple of years, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you took a little break. Now you're going to go back into racing.
Yep.
And what's the back of your shirt say? Something about you were as fast as me until the green light dropped. And that means she's going to whip you guys. Well, tonight we're going to whip up a quick and easy recipe. Everybody knows my Nick is a little impatient. And Friday night when I got home from work at 10 to 8, he said, Mom, I want pizza, and I want it now. I'm starving. I didn't have pizza crust. I didn't have pizza sauce, so I went to the cabinet, and I got a can of one of my favorite ingredients, the Del Monte basil, garlic, and oregano tomatoes. And Nick says, I don't like chunky stuff, so what's the solution to that?
Get a blender.
Get a blender. And then Nick said, Mom, throw the garlic to it. And we threw the garlic to it, didn't we? Half a teaspoon of garlic, guys. Nick won't be breathing on anybody tonight. And he had never had spinach before, but I keep bags of fresh spinach in the refrigerator. So I chopped up spinach and put on it. So we used red bell peppers, green spinach, purple onions, mozzarella cheese, and then we used Rotella tomatoes, which is a little trick that gave it a kick. It's a little bit spicy. And you know, another thing you can do, tomatoes are in, and we just got back, didn't we go to Bryson City, North Carolina, and we went to Darnell Farms, and we got tomatoes. So if you don't like spinach, guys, slice some tomatoes and put on your pizza. The crust is a tortilla shell. It's not a pizza crust at all, and it's so thin and light. And I think that's what I liked about this. It's light, it's easy, it's speedy. It's almost as speedy as going around the go-kart track. But it's light, it's fast, and you're not in the kitchen 15 minutes. That's a great idea for summer. So now, Kelsey, you're going to help me, and we're going to assemble this. Okay, Kelsey, go ahead and put your tomato sauce on your crust. I think 1 big spoonful of that'll work. So try that, and then just smooth it out. You know, my home ec teacher started teaching me when I was about your age. And I never forgot the things she taught me. And I still use some of the tricks she taught me today. One of the tricks was whine and your husband will take you out to eat. Now, I'm putting spinach on the tortilla shell with the tomatoes. It just works out great using the Rotel tomatoes. And now we're gonna cover it in cheese. What grade are you in?
I'm going in tonight.
Will you have home ec? Will you? Well, I
it.
hope you like your home ec teacher as much as I liked mine. I loved Mrs. Kemp. She was just one of my favorite people. And she taught me a lot of things that I really didn't forget. And if you have a good teacher, it makes a great impression on you. I have a saying, to teach is to touch a life forever, and that's really the truth. I'm adding purple onions. And then I'm going to add red bell peppers. And you know, at Darnell Farms, which is located at exit 69 up in on 74 in Bryson City, they have the red bell peppers, same price as the green ones, which is a bargain, guys. They have great produce. I got a bushel of beans and cabbage and corn, and oh man, it was awesome. Now, isn't that pretty? Now, Miss Kelsey, what do we do with that next?
Put it in the oven?
You've got it. You're learning. You're learning. We're going to leave it in there for about 9 minutes at 375. Miss Kelsey, it's hot and fresh out of the oven. Can you remember how to do that? I think you can. We love having you in my home. I love coming into yours. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
The dark hills, the highways and byways. He walks on the billows of life's troubled sea. He walks in the cold, the shadows of midnight. God walks the dark hills for you and me. God walks the dark hills to guide my footsteps. He walks everywhere, by night and by day. He walks in silence on down the highway. God walks the dark hills to show me the way. God walks in the storm
God walks the dark hills to show me the way. God walks the dark hills to show me the way. To show me the way.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin, and tonight on Heart of the Home, my buddy Johnson Collins, one of my favorite guests, is here to help me celebrate. What are we celebrating?
The 1 year anniversary.
The 1 year anniversary of Heart of the Home. We've been on the air a year. We've had a lot of fun. We've done some simple recipes. We've done some good recipes. You helped with a deer recipe. And tonight, we have a friend who's going to come by and bring us a special dessert. While we're waiting on Miss Lucy, Johnson and I are going to talk about something that I never forgot. In the 8th grade, I had a really special teacher. My home ec teacher, Mrs. Maisel Kemp, loved her, absolutely loved her. And she taught me some really simple things that I never forgot. And I hope to teach you some simple things that you won't forget. One of them is how to set a table. You don't just grab a fork. You do salad fork, dinner fork. What is this fork for? How about an appetizer or a shrimp cocktail? Kind of looks like a baby fork, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody should learn to set the table correctly. And today, we're just going to talk a little bit about that and some of the things that you do need to learn, because someday you may be entertaining the governor. What do you think of that? Okay, Miss Johnson, now, I'm going to take these apart. You've seen how the table's set. Do you think you can do it now if I remove them?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Now, you decide how you put them correctly back in place. You know, you can use linen napkins too. On our formal table, we iron and use linen napkins. That's not one of my favorite things because I usually get to iron the napkins. But today we're going to use paper because we're using the casual table in the breakfast room. There you go. Now, what's that fork?
This one is the salad fork.
Salad fork, your dinner fork. And do you know, if we went to a really, really foo-foo restaurant, we might have another fork. Would that confuse you?
Yes.
Maybe. And if we had soup, we'd have a soup spoon. And if we had iced tea, we'd have another spoon. This could get confusing, guys. Now, how old are you?
9.
9. That could really confuse a 9-year-old. You learned pretty quickly, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're pretty smart. You gonna go home and share this with Mom and Dad?
Yeah.
Good, good. Yeah, I think I hear our special dessert coming in the door. It's time to celebrate. There you go. Johnson, I promised you a cake for a celebration. Our friend Lucy Van Doren just made us a wonderful, simple dessert. Lucy, tell me about it. It's a homemade angel food cake.
Yes, all you do is slice it in 3 layers, just like you would, a regular cake. And you use a serrated knife because if you don't, it will tear it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then all you do is take a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple, an 8-ounce Cool Whip, and 2 instant puddings, vanilla puddings, and you don't do anything except mix those 3 ingredients together. If you put anything else in it, it's going to be too gooey. So that's all. Very simple.
That looks simple, looks elegant, looks like it's going to be light.
It is. It's very
Looks like
light.
it's going to be light. And you don't have to make a homemade cake.
No.
You can go to the store and for what, $1.99?
Right.
Buy an angel food cake, show up at homecoming with this, and
Right.
somebody's going to think you've cooked all day. Garnish it with strawberries,
Right.
Whatever fruit is in season. I think we're going to enjoy this. Thank you, Lucy, for stopping by to
you're
help us
welcome.
celebrate our 1-year anniversary.
You can also do the sides if you want to
Oh,
with
yeah.
another mix of Cool Whip and pineapple and pudding.
Right. And we love simple desserts.
Right.
This is a good simple dessert. We promised you a simple dessert for our 1-year anniversary. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back.
So often I think of heaven and the loved ones waiting me there. I draw strength from the
Hey, I have a very special happy birthday for a guy. Good guy, married to a beautiful lady for a long, long time, and he worked with my husband when they worked many, many years ago. James Finley, what a good, good guy. He and Deb have been married forever and ever. Great kids, great grandkids, and happy, happy birthday. This is birthday week for them. Celebrate life, celebrate the moment, celebrate, make that simple cake that Lucy just taught us how to make. Make something that just doesn't stress you out and have a good time. And there's family photo and happy, happy birthday. There aren't many people left that my husband was close to. There aren't many people that he got to see daily, and I live that every day. Now this, I got to share this. This is so fun. I actually have a phone like that, and that is the way before Facebook. If you didn't want to hear from somebody, that's how you blocked them. And that is compliments our buddy John up in Fannin County. I think that's pretty awesome. I do have one of those phones. I don't know if they still work or not. What do you think ETC would say if I called him and said, hey, come out here, I want you to hook up this landline? Do you think that phone would still work because it's the rotary dial? I don't know. I don't think so. I'll have to ask him that. But is that not cool? That's what a phone used to look like. And I can tell you, not to say that I have ever been evil, but I had a temper fit one day, and I beat the heck out of a phone because somebody on the other side had cussed me out about something I couldn't do a thing about. He was stuck in traffic, and I said, oh my gosh, it's not my fault you're stuck in traffic. And I did beat the phone up. But those phones were made better than the phones today. You can't beat up a phone today. So if you have anger management problems and you need to get out a little bit of relief, get you an old phone. They will take a licking and come back ticking. So that is so weird. Phones are not like that. And I do wonder, could they hook up a phone like that? Would it really work today? I don't know. Guess what's happening this weekend? In honor of, we're going to get out a purple shirt. It's lavender, but that's as close to purple as I can get. Gilmer is having homecoming. And if you think you're having a hard, hard day, just remember this. Quit trying to steal the pen. Trust the Lord. Trust the author. God is still writing your story. So if you're playing football and you're down and out and you come back, you might win. Just keep your eyes on Him. There are so many things in this world that are discouraging. There are so many things in this world that are heartbreaking. And I want to remind you again, this is one of the most heartbreaking days in North Georgia. But I want you to pick up this book, and I want you to read it. And I want you to think about this GBI officer who spent his career in Georgia working and helping and being and doing. And then at retirement, he was thrown the hardest case of his life. And it is called Those Days in January. It's written by John Cagle. This event happened on January the 1st, 2008. And the tragedy struck, and Meredith Hope Emerson lost her life. And it is one of those things. I encourage you to hike these beautiful mountains. I encourage you to spend times by the creek sides, by the river sides, by the banks of the Chateau, by the banks of all the lakes that we have so many beautiful lakes in our area. But please do it safely. Do not go out alone. And, I think she probably felt safe because she had her dog with her. But that didn't help. And when evil lurks, and there is evil lurking in the world. So please pick up a copy of this. Again, it's Those Days in January. And when John retired, this was kind of I don't know. It's that thing that you take with you every single day and witness the struggle firsthand and the justice that was gotten for Meredith. And they made a deal with the guy to get what they needed from him. It's sad that they had to do that because he had murdered other people too. But another state, I hope, maybe he'll pay at that point. But he had murdered several people, and then in our area, he had her in the van with him in Marble Hill, Georgia, at the Huddle House. You think about how close that is to us, and you think about the days that we had just a very short time to get her back. And thank goodness somebody who was really, really paying attention saw him throwing something in a dumpster. And he recognized the van as a van that was being looked for, and that's how the crime was solved. So we're very fortunate If you're out there with your cell phones and you see something that doesn't look right, take a picture of it. And that's the great thing about cell phones. We can capture everything as it's happening today. So keep that in mind. And if you're out and about, just know, hey, if you see something that needs to be reported, get a snapshot. There you are. Again, those days in January. Don't forget this book. We'll never forget Meredith Emerson. We'll never forget the life that she lived and her family as they approach the holiday of her death. Many people are approaching the death of someone they loved, and that's a hard thing during the dark months. November becomes dark. November, December, January, February, March, we see daylight again. The time's going to change. It's going to get dark earlier. Stay positive, stay upbeat, do something for somebody else. Make some soup and share it with your neighbors. Make a peach cobbler and share it with your neighbors. I'm getting so far behind on doing that. I've got to start doing that again. When it's hot, who wants to cook? But it's time. It is getting time to do that. Get your grandkids in the kitchen and spend some time with them. You know, when we look around at this life, recently, like last week, a little baby in our community passed away. We think about that. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. You think when that precious little baby is born that we will get to see its life finish and throughout. That doesn't happen all the time. We don't know what the next moment is going to bring, but we know who does. And when we think about it, my mama would tell everybody about Jesus, and I'd say, okay, Mama, okay. Yeah, I know, but now I know how important it is to share the message. And so today, as you're out and about, show a little bit of Jesus in your heart. Be kind to those people who pull out you in front of you in traffic. Be kind to those people who walk in the store door and don't offer to open it for you. Be kind to them. Give them a break. That waitress who is working herself to death because the Apple Festival is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy good, though, for the economy. So stay positive, stay focused. That's what it's about. Have a little Jesus in your heart, and maybe you'll be a better person, and maybe the light will shine through you. That's what it's about. Now, today we have a family who watches us all the time, and the light really, really shines through them. It's the Parks family. And Mr. Ellijay loves them. So in honor of the Parks family, we're going to leave you today. Trace, it's your job to pick a really good gospel song by Mr. Ellijay, and we're sending it out to the sweet Parks family sitting at home in Ellijay, Georgia. Here we go.
I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight, 'cause Jesus just called to find one home. I gave my mom a temporary farewell today. I held her hand and watched her fade away. Out among the angels to heaven's peaceful shore, to be with our sweet Jesus and live forevermore. Mommy went the way she always wanted to go, from here to there in just a moment's glow. She didn't have to suffer, she just drifted off to sleep into the arms of Jesus, forevermore to keep. And I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight. They're gathered in join hand in hand. I know the angels got my little mommy in the band. If there's someone with trouble singing sweet harmony, she'll help them on the part just the way she used to me. And if someone needs a friend just to sit and talk with them, she'll answer every call, even if it's 3 a.m. Yes, I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight. They're gathered in on heaven's shining shore. I know the angels are filled with delight, and Mom won't be alone anymore. I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight, 'cause Jesus just called to find one home. Yeah, Jesus sure called to find